Hello everyone. So this recording actually will show you how to print your schedule to a PDF. This is in preparation maybe to print it to on paper. There are some settings that actually you need to adjust before doing that to be able to accomplish that. So I'm going to use in this case the project we use for the Lab 2. That's a small project that it's only about 10 activities, so this is quite small, but actually this might vary depending on the project that you have. But let's show it with this simple project. So by default you have your Gantt chart and your columns as defined when you are actually doing the schedule. Now you go to File, then Print Preview. Right now, this is actually not the best printing, because you see that there are some columns that actually are empty, and then there are some columns that actually are the width are too big for the content that they are showing, and that actually left the Gantt chart to show a little bit compressed. So I'm going to modify this. And in this case, I'm going to print on paper size 11 by 17, which is typically called tabloid. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start doing is actually fixing the columns here. So I'm going to modify the columns. I'm going to open my columns window. And then I'm gonna remove the actual finish and actual start from the list of columns. That's it. And then I'm gonna move the columns. I'm gonna reduce the width of the columns that maybe are too wide for the content that they're showing. And in this case, I'm trying to fit the content to what it is needed to see on the printing. All right, so I'm gonna check the print preview again. Okay, so this looks good now. In my case, actually the scale of the Gantt chart seems actually relatively correct, but if you have problems that maybe your Gantt chart is showing too small, maybe actually let me replicate maybe an issue that you might have. So maybe it's showing incomplete or something like that. What you need to do is go again to the page setup, which is this button on this interface. And then you need to feed the time scale to 1 page wide. I mean, I'm doing this adjusting it to 1 page wide because, I mean, this is a fairly small project, but if you have a bigger project, maybe you need to adjust it to multiple pages. For this one, actually, it's reasonable to do it on this way. Besides that, maybe you need to adjust the options. Right now, the time scale start at the earliest project start, and then the time scale finishes on the latest project finish. Typically, that is actually the way that it is desired, but typically we have to do some adjustments after doing that. So I'm gonna apply it. Mine didn't change much because it was set up from the beginning, but the problem with that setting is that it is still counting the bars right at the beginning and the end of where those activities at the beginning and the end of the project are located. So I'm gonna just modify the dates a little bit just to show a little bit of that text, and timescale shows some additional dates. I'm gonna go again to my page setup, and then I'm gonna modify the project setup with a custom date. Right now, the project starts at 29th of January. So I'm going to go a few days earlier than that. So I'm gonna go to the 26th of January. So it shows a little bit of space before the project starts, so it's easier to indicate that that specific date is where the project starts. I'm gonna do the same towards the end of the project. So right now the project finished actually on May 6th. So I'm gonna modify that maybe to May 11. Let's see how that goes. That is actually after the date, so it will show basically after the bar. It will show a little bit of space, and I'm also trying to show the text of the activity itself. Okay, so you see that now there is a buffer at the beginning to indicate that where the project starts. At the end, also trying to show the buffer, but it's not showing the whole name of the activity. And that is because Primavera doesn't care much about those annotations. So by using the dates, I'm gonna just show, try to increase the scale at the end of the project to show more of the text. So I'm gonna go to 18th of May, and now shows the backfilling as well. Going back to the page setup, I'm printing to tabloid that is 11 by 17. But sometimes you might need to change this is actually a bigger size of paper, but sometimes you might need to print to typical letter size. So we're gonna print just to this one right now. Click OK to this. And now I'm gonna print setup. I'm gonna use a default printing to PDF. Tabloid there as well. Then now I'm gonna print. I'm gonna click OK. Windows will ask me where I want this to be saved, so I'm gonna print Lab 2. I have to put a name to this, so Lab 2 tabloid schedule. Lab 2 schedule tabloid. Save. Let's see, I'm going to open my files. Here it is. It opened on my other screen, but I'm moving it right now. Okay. And actually this is the printing. These in PDF you can print it now you just send it to print, and it will print exactly as it is here. Just in case, I'm gonna show you also how to change the printing to maybe a different size. So I'm gonna print to letter size, so I'm going to change the paper size to letter. Again, I'm going to page setup and then set it up to letter. Apply. Okay. I mean, this is now showing. I mean, because Primavera is automatically making the adjustments needed depending on the settings that we have. That is okay, but maybe a change that we might need to do is that maybe we need to remove columns to show a little bit more of the Gantt chart that we have. So I'm gonna go back here and gonna remove my predecessor details. What I wanted to say is basically that depending on the paper size that you're trying to print to, you actually might have to have different layouts for the schedule itself to show different information, because the space on the schedule is very limited. And it's actually desirable to be able to see the Gantt chart, all right? Okay, so and by removing those, that column, now I can see more of the Gantt chart. I'm gonna print to PDF again. I don't think I need to modify anything. Okay. I'm gonna print the same, but I'm gonna change the name to letter. Okay. I'm gonna open it. Again, it's opening on my other screen, but if you see it here, it is like that. And then you can print it to in a printer. All right, so you can make more adjustment to this. So right now, these are the default printing options, but you can maybe reduce the margin of the printing. You can actually have different headers. So you can actually even have a logo on your schedule. So that is typically done in the footer, I think. Yeah, you see I put my name here, but you can actually have a picture or something like that. And you can explore these options. It's pretty easy. All right, with that, I hope this helps you to understand how to print in different paper sizes. Let me know if you have any question.